All right, welcome to Price Chat, the only show that discusses hot news topics and how they pertain to the pricing world. With you, as always, are your hosts. I am Paul Stagflation Station Sansom, and the Iceman to my slider is Dan Cost Plus Cakora. What are we talking about today?
Well, we got a hot one for you. Let's get right into it. It is the endless shrimp deal at Red Lobster, and it has been a disaster. As you can see at the top there, it's going to cost them about $11 million this quarter. The setup on this, all you can eat shrimp and cheddar biscuits, which I can put a hurting on some cheddar biscuits, but for $20 a customer. And what happened? Well, insatiable Americans took that as a challenge. So what did they do? They eventually raised prices to $25, but it is too little, too late. The cat's out of the bag. Or the shrimp's in the bag, I don't know. How did this happen? Here's a quote from the CFO. We knew the price was cheap, but the idea was to bring more traffic to the restaurants. So here's the anatomy of the failure. It breaks down into 3 steps. Number 1, you have a low price point against the sales, which leads directly to number 2, generous portions that don't cover the cost. So it was a loss leader trying to bring people in. But unfortunately, you end up with number 3. Customers did not purchase other more profitable items or pull through. Where's the margarita? So Paul, how does this look from a consumer perspective? What happened here?
So we have to put ourselves into the mindset of the average consumer that is coming to our endless shrimp deal. And to do that, we use this excerpt from takeout writer Dennis Lee in 2018 when he was advising on his Red Lobster shrimp strategy. And he says, "When my server comes to retrieve my empty plates, I politely decline. I prefer they remain at my table, stacked ever higher as the night progresses, as evidence of my conquest." He also goes on to say that he recommends moisture wicking fabric and eating the sesame ginger shrimp so as not to fill up too fast. So this is the type of person who's coming to eat and eating them out of house and home. We actually have a live look at one of the people that is coming into the endless shrimp promotion. And yep, here it is. Yeah, this is from the early 90s, but obviously this man is consuming pounds and pounds of shrimp every single day. But, you know, I love the concept of loss leaders, but your loss leader shouldn't lead you to huge losses. Am I right? Am I right? Hilarious.
Of course you are. Absolutely right. So how can we build a better promotional strategy? You can certainly incentivize new behavior, bring in different customers, but you need to understand the cost to serve and the relationship to your volume. So typically 3 best practices. Examine the behavior of your customers before they're buying. Number 2, incentivize higher margin purchases. So this is the cross-sell thing. Sure, they came in for the shrimp, but is there anything else that you can sell them? And number 3, you got to cover your costs. You're not running a charity here. You can't sell things at a negative margin and make it up with more volume.
You know, hitting on point 2, I think of offering other cross-promotional incentives. So, you know, in this example, maybe you offer your first beer half off or something like that, or your first margarita half off. Because if I'm going to be sitting there eating shrimp for 4 hours and I have one drink, I'm probably going to have a second and a third, and I'm going to pay full price for those things. So we really have to understand where we can make the most margin and how we can do it the most efficiently. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Price Chat today with your hosts, Dan Cost Plus Cakora, Paul Stagflation Station Sansom, and hopefully you can join us next time for another hot topic in the pricing world. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.